Hi everyone, my name is Tara Harrod. I'm married to Raymond. I have Dylan, who is 14, Jessica, who is 12, and Olivia, who is 10. So it's very busy in my household. Rabbi Nick asked me to speak about my experience during this COVID pandemic, and my first thought were, wow, that's really lovely. And my second thoughts was, well, we're not really affected. You know, thank God we're all healthy, we're all okay. And then I thought, well, actually, we have been affected, as has the whole world. I suppose it first started for us the middle of February, half term. We went to visit Dylan in Israel, who was on the 3-month Lev program at JFS, and we were really excited to see Dylan. Obviously, you know, the news was starting to speak about COVID, you know, it was starting to spread across the world. We knew, obviously, we were traveling, we were going through airports. So Raymond bought some masks, which we didn't use. They stayed in the suitcase and it was all a bit of a giggle, but actually those masks have been invaluable to us since we've obviously come back. So we saw Dylan, it was lovely, came home, and my parents, a few weeks later, were supposed to go and see Dylan. Now my mum has COPD, which is emphysema. She is obviously shielding. And I said to her at the time, to both my parents, I was like, you cannot go to Israel. This was just before they announced their 2-week isolation period. Of course, in the end, my parents didn't go, which was really upsetting for them. They were really looking forward to visiting family in Israel and seeing Dylan. So Dylan was supposed to come back the 30th of March from his 12-week trip. Obviously, the lockdown was the 23rd. And we managed to get Dylan and the rest of the group back on the 13th of March. Now that week, trying to get him back, and when there was uncertainty of the dates, was a really anxious time for me. Obviously, I'm his mummy and I just wanted my boy home. And I think for Dylan and the kids, which he might disagree, you know, they were all on this campus with pupils from all around the world, Australia, America, which was a fabulous experience. And I know that the Americans came back, whereas they're supposed to go back in May. They obviously went back in March, so they missed out quite a lot. So I'm grateful that Dylan only missed 2 weeks, but they were the last group, and Dylan's group was split into 2 to try and get them. They had to get them on the aeroplane however they could. They couldn't all travel back together, and I know Dylan was the last group, and that must have been quite sad for him, but he had an amazing experience, and that was just part of his experience that, you know, they will never ever forget. Now, I'm a hairdresser, so that last week before we locked down, you know, hairdressers were starting to stop. I also work in a salon, and those few days before were really stressful. Clients were still coming in. They didn't realise they were still making their next like 6-week appointments, and I remember thinking, I'm not going to see you. Going into the Sainsbury's, I work in Stanmore, and going to Sainsbury's opposite and seeing those shelves cleared was horrible. It really caused that panic. You know, I'm a mum of a household of 5 people. There is a lot of food that is eaten. You know, I'm always in Kelman's. I'm always, you know, I'm a mum. There's always stuff to get for the children. Obviously, we are homeschooling. The children are resilient and absolutely amazing. Raymond is the head teacher. I am just the sub. They, you know, we're doing our best, but I'm pretty certain that the children are going to be behind, just like all the children are going to be behind. It's impossible to teach a lesson without having a teacher. But I think you know, the teaching staff, they've all been brilliant. All the emails from both the schools, they have just been working really hard, and we're very grateful. Obviously, I'm on furlough. But I'm taking up this opportunity. The last couple of weeks, I've done a couple of courses. I've done a social media course. I've done a Vidal Sassoon course, which is continuing on. So I'm keeping myself busy. Raymond has worked for the Jewish Chronicle for 25 years. And because of COVID, they've had a takeover from a new consortium. So Raymond has decided to step down and see where his next opportunities take him. So for the moment, he is at home helping be the head teacher, and Raymond cannot sit still, so he is always doing something. Obviously, I'm very worried about my parents. You know, they are shielding, they can't go for a walk. Like, we are lucky to go for to walks in amazing fields that we've got behind us. You know, I've really enjoyed that. I've enjoyed the rest time. I'm really anxious to go back to whatever this new normal is. I hate going into the shops. I have been doing online shopping, but as some of you will be aware, 80 items in a particular shop for a family of 5 is not a lot. And at the beginning it was really hard to get those shopping slots. They seem to be coming up again, so there has been times when I've had to go to the shops, and I really don't like it. I'm a bit nervous I'm going to be, you know, one of those people that doesn't like going out, because I'm quite happy. I quite like being at home. You know, we've been so lucky with the weather, which has just been honestly a blessing. I think if it had been raining at this time, it just would have made everything so much more miserable. I think that's all I've got to say. You know, as I say, you know, we're all healthy. We've got a roof over our heads. We've got food in the cupboards, and that's all you can really want at this time. And, you know, just trying to do everything, keep every precaution to keep everyone safe. Every door handle is cleaned. You know, we're cleaning as a mum keeps her house clean normally. Those measures are pretty much in place. But for anyone that's feeling a little bit out of sorts, that's completely normal. And hopefully everything will get back to normal really soon. And lots of love to this amazing community. We really are a fantastic community. You know, I've had a couple of phone calls from the Bushy Shore asking if we're okay, and you know, we are okay. I'm sure, you know, there are people that are living by themselves, but you know, we're okay. Well, there's 5 of us here, and there's a lot to keep us busy. So anyway, guys, I've rambled on for way too long. I thought I had nothing to say, but obviously I do. Thanks so much for asking me, Rabbi Nick. Take care, everyone. Bye.